And we spent a good chunk of the conversation about what had happened on Thursday night in Detroit. It was Thursday night in Detroit or Wednesday night in Detroit? It was Thursday night.
Thursday.
And the Carolina Hurricanes whiffed. I mean, there's really no other way around it. They whiffed. They
lost on the buzzer. I mean,
yeah, man. And you know how many times they've won on the buzzer?
Yeah.
But in this particular
it's
case,
not like they were totally
I could see
awful.
I could see why people were mad because they didn't play.
Yeah, but they started slow. They came back. They lost on the buzzer. Come on.
I mean, it happens, right?
1 of 82.
But hey, man, the Metro Division's getting tight. As if we didn't know the Metro Division was already hard. But they were down to 1 point up with a game in hand. And I was like, shoulder shrugged. No! The people were like freaking out. No! They took care of business this weekend, did they not? They blanked the Montreal Canadiens. Then they came home yesterday, taking on the Islanders, and they squeaked out a win. So it was very much a Canes weekend, right? And I think the issue that we're having is that we just need to get to the playoffs to see what this team is about. Regular season stuff is really just projecting.
I was going to say, we're trying too hard with the tea leaves right now.
We really are. We really are.
Oh, my God, they lost at the buzzer. It's over.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, they won. They bounced back. Here comes Coochie. It's great.
It's kind of like...
Let's just get there and let's get to the games that matter.
It's kind of like me looking at weather forecasts before I go on vacation. Man, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? I'm gripping tight trying to project as to what's going to happen on Friday. But you know what? Whatever happens, happens, man. It is what it is. And that's kind of where I'm at with the Carolina Hurricanes. Although we were chilling... Is the Duncan not working for you? Mr. Yanni Pants over there?
The camera didn't get that. You're not supposed to give that away.
No, you could hear it on the mic. It was a big Giglio on there. So anyway, we're hanging out in the cubicle, and Dennis Cox has the foolproof plan to save the Carolina Hurricanes postseason.
I do.
Are you ready for this, Joe?
I am.
All right, Dennis, hit us.
Stick with the 2 goalie rotation in the playoffs.
2 goalie? Try all 3.
Why not?
Take it a step further.
Why not?
Right?
Do it.
You can't win a Super Bowl with a 2-headed quarterback, but who's to say you can't win a Stanley Cup by rotating goalies, right? We're so focused on who the guy's going to be, why don't you just play it like the regular season?
They did it in 06.
Right? Keep it moving.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a guy. Go with feel. Who do you feel is going to give you a good chance to win that game tonight? We're not joking here. And hear me out. Because this is ultimately what you have to understand. If the Canes win a particular way in the regular season, okay, and they don't have a guy.
Which they do.
I mean, they're going to win the division again, it looks like, with 6 games remaining. If the Carolina Hurricanes win a particular way during the regular season, why suddenly change in the playoffs? Why does there have to be a guy? Why does it have to be Freddie Anderson? Ride him out. I guess it's because we usually see on the other end, teams that knock out the Carolina Hurricanes are the ones with the hot hand goaltender, right? And it happened against Tampa. It's happened against New York. But maybe that's just not what the Canes are. They don't have that guy. They don't have the guy. So you just do what you've been doing. Why change it up just because it's the postseason? Be you. And maybe you'll actually have some success. I'm not saying they're going to win the Stanley Cup this way, but maybe they'll get maybe they'll make it to the Eastern Conference Finals this way. Too crazy?
Yeah, I don't love it.
By being too pragmatic?
Yeah, you are.
Because we're obsessed with this idea of we got to have a guy?
Well, but you answered your own question. They win over the course of a regular season because it's 82 games and none has an individual value the way that it does in a 7-game best of 7. I have to get to the number 4 playoff series.
Sports psychologist this thing and try to trick the team into thinking that this is just extra time.
Well, it's the opposite of what we like to say, right? Is it a playoff-like game?
Right.
We need to convince the Canes that it's a regular season
game.
It's a regular season-like atmosphere.
So it's game 38, guys. Game 38.
You just hit on it.
It's a Tuesday night in Montreal.
You just hit on it. And that's the attitude that this show is going to take going into the postseason. It's not game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs, round 1. It is literally game 83. That's what this is. 83, 84, 85.
Feels like 83.
Regular season
Feels like 83.
We're going to refer to, instead of referring to the games like we do in the regular season with a playoff-like atmosphere, you know what? If the keys tonight for the Canes is just kind of treat it like a normal Tuesday at PNC Arena. Can we have theme nights?
Don't hate the thought process there.
Well, because like last night they did military appreciation. Well, let's have a Star Wars night in the playoffs too.
I'm for it.
Right? Let's have a superhero night in the playoffs, too. Do everything you possibly can to make it feel like the regular season success.
Did any of the Russians protest military night?
Surprisingly, no.
Oh, that's weird.
The Russians.
I thought Putin was going to come and get them in their beds.
The Russians didn't protest the one up in Chicago either.
Hmm.
They just